Hi folks, this is Neil, Barry, and Cassie. I know we haven't been here for a long time, however, we're here to do a very special show today. It's a explanation of how we create the complaint department. It's called
the Lynn Lowdown Complaint Department.
Okay, and it's a discussion about discussions. So we're going to try and explain discussions through activities, conversations, and philosophical input. Cassie?
Well, I'd like to start off by saying that one thing I have had on my mind lately is that the power of language is way more immense than I had ever realized in my life. Perhaps at my age, I'm seeing now that more than ever, I personally need to mind the power of my words, mind my language. And as a graduate of theater at UMass Amherst, I also spent a few years mulling over the idea that it's not necessarily the words that we say, but the intention behind them, so how they're said. And I myself have had a lot of experience with getting confused with what people are saying to me because of my particular type of how I discern. So the word discern has been on my mind a lot because with the political environment, we see that some people think A is correct, and some people fully understand that B is correct and A is not, and vice versa. And that has to, in my mind, has to do with people's particular ability to discern. And so some people see our, whatever it could be, the presidential election, women's rights, they fully, when they take in that information, they make a decision and they form an attitude about it based on their ability to discern what's true and what's BS. And that, I feel particularly confused these days because of how subjective it is, what you discern as being right, and how people say things and what people say. It's really easy to get caught in a trap where someone says something to you in a certain way and you say, whoa, can you please dial it down a little? And they're like, what? I just said, it's a beautiful day. But the look on their face, the tone that they use, I feel like I sense that they're angry with me and they're using these simple words to express a feeling they have towards me.
Well, I would like to go back with your conversation about the power of words. In my opinion, in today's environment, the volume is such that it prevents good conversation. And we have to, in my opinion, lower the volume. But at the same time, express power through proper wording and for volume control. Because we're seeing and reading that people are angry a lot. And that prevents effective discussions. And to have a effective discussion, we have to possibly be seated, have a point of view, and be ready to grab the knowledge that we've developed and present it in such a way that the person can come back with his side of the discussion.
I think that's where things get really heated. Yes, the rebuttal. I think that when people are discussing an issue that they can't see eye to eye on, the immediate place to go to is anger. It seems to be like 90% of the population, when they are in a disagreement, tend to turn towards anger. And that is, in and of itself, something that as an entire species we should learn to get past so that we could move forward.
Well, that's a very interesting point about going from a discussion and a person disagreeing and stepping into anger. I would like to think that if you watch Channel 44 and see C-SPAN once in a while, because it can be very drab and far less exciting and animated than Lynn Community TV, but once in a while, if you go to it, you will see people of various political thought have gentle discussions. But when you go to a rally, the level of screaming and yelling and can create animosity and an inability for the speaker to bring forth what he wants to say.
As someone who's facing the issues that you're facing, do you feel any anger regarding the thoughts of your current condition and immortality and mortality? Do you feel any anger now that you've had your diagnosis of cancer?
I am upset with myself. I think that I could have avoided it if I took serious exercise activities, proper diet. I've noticed in your household you have excellent diet, and I would like to recreate that in my life. My brother is taking care to go into the natural foods aisle of Stop and Shop.
So you're saying that you feel you're in a stage of self-blame?
Yes, yes. And I will say that with positive motivation and good friends, I project myself as going into therapy to such a point that they're going to have to put me on a gurney, roll me in so I can get my chemo. Yes.
I just wanted to thank Lynn Community Television for allowing us to be here today to discuss what we should discuss and discussions in general. It was a very interesting discussion, Neil, and I thank you for being here today.
You're welcome, Cassie. Same here.
Thank you.